I guess is on Saturday, then that's when forecasters, it was pretty clear it was going to come back out into the Gulf, and forecasters are talking about 30 inches of rain and that sort of thing. And you know, we had the tax day floods a couple of years ago. Now our home didn't flood, but not even close. But we do we're not on the lake, but we're about a quarter mile away from a lake. So when those tax day floods came along, there was water in our backyard that was standing water. So when we thought 30 inches of rain, we thought, well, okay, we're probably going to get a lot of water in the backyard, but we didn't think, you know, our house kind of sits up. Well, it does sit up. So, you know, I don't know that we were, you know, you're worried, but, you know, we weren't that worried, I don't think, at least initially. It just never quit raining, and as you know, it hit South Houston first, I think, on Saturday, and we weren't getting a ton. Well, we were getting rain up here, but I don't think we were getting what they were getting. And you know, it's moving along the Gulf, and it's moving maybe a mile an hour, and we're just getting, in Kingwood, you can just see that rotation of the storm. So it was Sunday, and then you know, it's just not stopping, and then forecasters are talking about 50 inches of rain, and that's enormously concerning. And then it was Monday, Monday afternoon, one of our neighbors came over and said, you know, hey, should we help you with moving your furniture up? And even then we thought, you know, I mean, the storm, the water would have had to risen 3 or 4 feet to get into our house. It was kind of hard to conceive, but you know, it did. And it came in our house. We left our house Tuesday morning around 2 a.m. Yeah, around 2 a.m. and went next door. Ours was that last house on our street to flood. I mean, I work at Lone Star College Kingwood, and the river, we have 9 buildings on the campus, and the river, I think 2 of them were unaffected. No, 2 buildings were 2 out of 9 were entirely unaffected, but 7 of the 9 buildings were flooded in one way or another. And so I haven't been in my office but maybe 25, 35 minutes in the last year and a half. And so my work was, you know, and we're still not completely back open. I mean, we are open, but the campus is not completely operational. We have 4 buildings now that are. And so I had to do all online classes, and then in the second semester I had to travel out to the Atascocita Center for classes, which I'm still doing. I still have some classes out at the Atascocita Center. So work was, I mean, it's been really hard. I don't know, you know, because you're trying to, I mean, I don't have access to my files, I don't have access to my books, I don't have access to really anything. I mean, I got into my office and picked up a few jump drives and a few books that are completely necessary, but, you know, beyond that, you know. So I will get back in my office again next week, believe it or not. But that's only to get stuff off the floor so they can clean. And my office wasn't even flooded, you know. So I had colleagues that lost everything. My office was on the 2nd floor of a building, was flooded, and so. But I had colleagues that lost everything everything they owned. I had, in terms of like their files, you know, mementos, valuable equipment, you know, you name it, they lost it. So in that sense, it's really tough to see people that, you know, you care about that happened to them. And then I used to work at Kingwood High School, and you know, Kingwood High School flooded, and you know, in addition to teaching history up there, I also coach cross country and track and field up there. And I mean, my old track office where I had thousands and thousands of newsletters newsletters I'd written to parents and things like that, flooded pictures that I'd created in a locker room, gone. Yeah, it's been bad. You know, that. And so you really don't have time to think about all that because you're just so busy because you have a job and then you lose your home and then you have another job, and the job is to get your home back, but then you have that job, your original job, and neither one cares about the other. You know what I'm saying? So you have to still do your work and you have to still live, but then if you don't work at this other job, then you're not going to get your life back anytime soon. And as hard as I worked and as hard as my wife worked, it was 10 and a half months to get the home, you know, fixed. And my guess would be we were probably luckier than most from what I've heard. I certainly feel that way in many ways.